Exomologiste tokirio te agathos alleluia.
Otis ton neona to eleos aftu alleluia.
Associated treatment. Come now. They will have non-camel P associated treatments for them. In fact, if camel P is so potent, in your Islamic tradition, Muhammad apparently dies from poisoning. Shame camel P couldn't help him there.
No, he died because that was his type of
No, he died because of poisoning. If he had not eaten the poison, he would not have died from poison. It's that simple. So camel P is so ineffective that you couldn't even use it there. There you go.
Where do you draw the link between poison and camel P?
Sorry?
Why do you draw a link between poison and camel P?
Your claim is that it's beneficial.
Is it anti-poison?
Well, apparently it's antiviral, antifungal, even antibiotic. So why can't I do it with poison?
Maybe the poison has a different matrix or different metabolic process that the camel P itself can't actually.
Oh really? With all those beneficial elements, it couldn't neutralize any of the poison. Well, what a shame.
Are you saying if it has some beneficial benefits or some beneficial elements, it should be able to target every disease in the world?
Animal waste being used as a medicine is an ancient superstitious myth that no one believes in anymore. Effectively, if you believe this,
I just showed you medicinal.
you didn't show me any medicinal benefit.
Okay,
all you showed me was that it contained some elements that, again, what you're doing. Hold on. What you're doing, exactly. Don't cry, please. What you're doing is that you're committing a composition fallacy. Camel urine, exact. So you're saying that what is true of a small section of a thing is then true for the entirety of the thing. Because camel urine contains some useful elements, doesn't that mean that the entirety of it is useful? Only some things are useful that can be extracted or used in isolation, and therefore camel urine as a whole is not beneficial.
You just strawman me.
I didn't strawman you.
When did I say the whole
I
thing's
backed up your position. You said camel urine is useful.
Okay.
Emphatically. And I'm telling you that camel urine is poisonous because it has waste products in it. And if anybody drinks camel urine, it's a shame. Sorry?
Are you an honest individual?
So you can try the Dawa tactics, but they don't work on me. I'm very to the point, and I pin people down on their nonsense.
Yeah.
So here's what you're gonna do.
You're a liar.
Do you know what a
lied, you strawman me, and then you ignored
You
me
can
like
say
I
whatever
just
you want. You can try and poison the well, but it won't work on me. Now, carry on. It won't work on me.
Okay, fine.
Because I know how you and all your Dawagandas work. You're all the same. You're all the same. So here's what I'm going to do. Regardless of honesty and regardless of anything else, what are you going to do? Do you know what a syllogism is?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, a syllogism is a way of making an argument. You have 2, 3 premises, 1, 2, 3 conclusions. So point 1, camel urine is useful. Point 2, camel urine contains specific elements that can be antifungal, antiviral, antibiotic. Conclusion, therefore, camel urine is legitimate medicine. Right? So, if you're going to make that claim, go ahead and make the claim, and I can tear apart your premise. Make your claim, and then I'll counteract it.
You're repeating yourself?
You're repeating yourself over and over again. You think it'll work, but it doesn't work on me. I'm very good at hammering you Dawagandas down. You haven't answered anything just yet. So, beginning, don't cry. Come back here. Get your butt back here. Get back here. All right. Well, to run, you take steps. You've taken steps, therefore you're running. I'm standing still, so you can get over here. Don't worry, I can hear you. Now, make your case. Make your case. Stop arguing with the man behind the camera and come and argue with me, Mr. Camel Urine Defender. Get over here and argue with me. Okay, if you were honest, you wouldn't mind being on camera. Because clearly camel urine is not beneficial. It's literally full of waste products. There are beneficial parts even to poisons. However, as a whole, they're not beneficial.
I agree with you.
So, Therefore, nobody should be drinking camel pee in the year of our Lord 2025.
Even if they want the benefits.
There are no benefits to be had.
Okay, so prove there's no benefits.
There are no benefits to be had because
You
camel.
just agree there were benefits. Now you're contradicting
If there were benefits to be had with camel urine, it'd be used in medication, but it's not. It's only used in tribal or ethnic medication. No one actually uses camel pee for any real kind of medication.
Yours because you're so arrogant, right?
Well, you can carry on yelling things at me. Okay, show me a medication that contains camel urine, because there will be no reason to have camel urine in the medication if camel urine contains waste products. Only thing you can make an argument for is that there are trace elements found in camel urine that are also then found in the medication. That's not an argument for camel urine. That's an argument for the individual pieces.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Sorry? Are you done crying? Well, my question still remains. Make a syllogism for your arguments.
I don't need to make sense.
You do, because otherwise you're not actually saying anything. I told you, a syllogism is a kind of argument. You make a number of premises, normally two, and then you have a conclusion. You can have 2, 3, whatsoever. Now, make your first point, your second point, and then even a third point if you'd like. Show me a conclusion from all those points, and I can attack your points individually and see if it follows.
Here's my premises. My first premise. You said that if I can show you one medicine that uses camel urine, you'll concede the point.
He's a man. He's a man.
You said that?
That's not a premise.
That's my premise. My premise is that
That wouldn't be a premise.
My premise.
A premise would be like, for example, point 1. There are medications that utilize camel urine. Point 2, these medications deal with X, Y, and Z issues. So therefore, conclusion, camel urine can be utilized in medication. That would be a way to solve it. Is that what you want to do?
You can't tell me how to make my argument. I'm making my argument the way I want to make my argument.
Well, if for it to be a premise, you can't a premise wouldn't be a question.
Yeah, the first premise, my conclusion is that you're going to be wrong. Okay, that's my conclusion. And to get to that conclusion, the premises are going to be: number 1, you made a claim, no medicine has camel urine in it. Now, I want to ask you,
Which Quran?
what is your standard for medicine? If it's a medicine made in Arabia by an Arab man who's a Muslim, are you going to accept that as medicine?
Which Quran?
While you're making your claim, I already told you that all it's ever used for is tribal medication.
There is a medicine.
And tribal medication is not that useful. That's why no one uses
My
it.
first premise is that you made a claim that there's no medicine that uses camel urine. My second premise that there is a medicine that uses camel urine.
Show me.
I found it.
Show me.
If I find it, you'll be wrong, correct?
Go look for it. Let's see.
No problem.
And if all you find me is a shake that contains camel milk with a bit of urine,
I saw it.
that wouldn't be a medication.
Because I know you're into this.
That's just you literally adding poison into milk.
So you're
Not to mention, by the way, that between 2000 and I think 2012 and 2020, there was a breakout of MERS in Arabia, and it killed like 2,000 odd people. So and MERS comes from, guess where? Camels. So I do know what MERS is. Oh, sorry. You're familiar with COVID, right? And you know, allegedly it came from bats or whatever. Allegedly. Okay, so we know that MERS came from camels.
virus?
Yep. Yep. MERS stands for Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome. So it's basically just like a cold cough from camels. MERS. Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome.
Okay, also the community policy, which is to say that camel urine can cure viral infections, all viral infections.
I didn't say that.
So why
That's
did
what
you-
your article
why
said.
did you link it?
No, I'm just showing you that like, even camels aren't even
Did I make
useful
the
because
claim?
camels literally cause extra diseases that killed like 2K people over an 8-year period.
Tell me She said that it cures diseases.
Camel urine don't cure no diseases.
No, show me. You made a claim. Show it. I ain't wasting no time. Jesus Christ is Lord.
Camel urine don't cure no diseases. Camel urine is a poison, practically.
You're just making claims with no evidence.
Well, so
Where's your evidence?
Point 1.
Where's your evidence?
Camel urine
No evidence.
contains waste products
running from evidence.
because urine is just an ingestion of waste products from the human body.
You're running from evidence.
Point 2.
You're running from evidence.
The waste products found in camel urine are not beneficial towards the human body.
By the way, this is another claim. You don't actually know that.
Camel
You don't know
urine
that.
is not
Are
beneficial
you a
to the
biologist?
human body.
Are you a biologist?
You know what's even great?
Can you prove to me
I
that the
can
waste
show
products
you.
don't
I
have
can
to-
show you biologists from the National Institute of Health that tell you not to take camel urine, and I can show you. I can show you biologists that have written, biologists and doctors that have written for the National Institute of Health who tell you not to take camel urine because it's nonsense.
Research
Hell,
indicates
hit it.
that while
They
camel
curious
urine...
what?
Hang on, David.
Research in the case.
Research indicates that while camel urine may have some antiviral activities against certain viruses like influenza A, H1H1, and MERS-CoV, there's no evidence they can cure it. So, yeah, it says, this is Brave AI. It's saying that research indicates that. Let's have a look at this.
No, we are not going to read Arabic. Nobody is Arabized here.
There's a
Nobody
different
is
article
refused to be
that's on the
Arabized.
website.
We
Okay?
refuse to no.
From the US. This is
That is still saying that camel urine is not useful.
It's asking.
So basically, look, you don't look. You're an intelligent guy. You don't have to defend the ramblings of like some 7th century Arabian individuals. What?
Antiviral activities.
Sorry.
It says it has antiviral activities.
Research indicates that while camel urine may, not does, may have some antiviral activities against certain viruses like influenza, I could just chalk that up to it having certain common elements that you find in medication against influenza. So camel urine itself is not a benefit, just what it contains.
By the way, when you ask for medicine, did you say you need camel urine in full, or does it mean that you can have extraction from camel urine?
Well, if the extraction from camel urine is going to be sodium, you can get sodium from anywhere, so that doesn't count for camel urine.
Again, you're saying just sodium, but there's many other things, correct?
Well, okay, you know what? Here's even better. Find me something that, if I mean an element that is only uniquely found in camel urine, there are none, that then warrants it being used as a medication.
Why does it have to be uniquely found?
Because if you can find it elsewhere, you don't need to go to camel urine for it.
What if camel urine is the most readily available and cheapest way to get it?
Well, when is camel urine ever
There are
the
plenty
most
of camel-
readily available or cheapest way to get something?
Camels are the sheep of the sea, they're everywhere in Arabia. They used to be, actually, for example in Dubai, which wasn't developed until recently, it used to be the main form of transport. The industry has collapsed now because they more modernized the area, for example. But camels were the primary way because they are very well designed for travel in the desert.
Right. So effectively, this is just a relationship between human beings and animals of
I don't know
labor.
about the relationship between human and animals. I don't do that. Maybe you do.
That's all it is. Different human beings in different parts of the world have used different animals for their use cases. In America, they use llamas. In the West, they use horses. So what? That doesn't mean that then drinking their urine is useful.
So you're saying it's not useful?
Nope.
You're saying you're expecting 1400 years ago people who lived in the desert to go extract things from different places that they wouldn't have known about without modern biology.
I'm saying that 1400 years ago, people practiced all kinds of insane things that you wouldn't do today. For example, well, even if it was accessible, there's no proof that it's useful. It could have just been a superstition. For example,
Hadith also says that the stomachache was cured.
well, funny enough, the hadith you're talking about actually says that when they were cured, they then went ahead and killed Muhammad's camels and his shepherds, indicating that potentially they felt like he poisoned them.
That's just neither here nor there. That's just
Well,
your opinion.
why would you heal somebody? Why would you heal? So if it truly healed
You're
them,
allergic to evidence. You're just making claims again without evidence.
well, again, so if you healed somebody, why would they go on to then kill your camel and sheep?
I don't know.
It's 19.
Maybe they felt angry
By
that
the
you
way,
poisoned them.
This is assuming that you're reporting this correctly, which I don't even know.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want, go on Sunnah.com and type in the word camel urine, and it's the first hadith you see.
Wait, no problem. Wait, hold on.
Is there something funny?
May Allah bless you.
Always.
I have it in Arabic in numbers.
No, I'm laughing at what David said.
Type in camel urine, and it will be 2 words. Yeah, there you go.
2 words.
And that's the one right there.
I mean, Christians are the ones who can't count.
Muslims can count. I can show you why, but don't
3
worry.
equal to 1?
So
3 equal to 1?
go back for a
Is 3 equal
second.
to 1?
Sorry?
Is 3 equal to 1?
Well, it depends what you're.
yes.
Hold on,
That
hold
answer should be no,
on,
man.
hold on. That's not accurate. So you need to go back 1. You need to press back once. Press the back button
I know how to do
one.
that.
No, press the back button. And again. There you go, that one. So, if you want to talk about counting methods, we can do that with your God as well and see how your God is literally a prime number. So your God can be 3 because Allah says of himself is a prime number.
They didn't kill the camels, you lied.
Huh?
You lied, David.
Look.
You said they killed the camels.
The camels and the shepherds.
No, it says they killed the shepherd and drove away the camels. You lied. So you spoke out of ignorance again.
Well-
Christians like to speak out of ignorance.
No, you speak
So
out of
did you lie?
ignorance. I did not
Did
lie.
you speak mistakenly?
They killed the shepherds and drove away the camels. That's
Whatever.
fine.
Did you speak mistakenly?
If you're gonna harp on just that's showing me. Go for
This
it.
guy is so dishonest, he can't admit when he makes a mistake.
Okay.
I'm willing to forgive you. You're human, you make mistakes.
Carry on. Now,
I won't say you lied.
now
I'll say
you
made a
you
mistake.
still haven't actually shown me that camel pee is uniform. But now, when you go in the actual hadith, it says that the people were getting sunstroke. That the sun wasn't agreeing with them. Now, can you explain to me, please, how if the sun doesn't agree with somebody, how does camel pee help them adjust or acclimatize to the sun?
I can see from your body language you're panicking.
You're the one shimmying. I'm standing still.
My feet hurt, I've been standing for hours.
Or you're panicking. I survive. So, when somebody doesn't have the sun agreeing with them, please explain to me how camel urine will solve that.
So bring this again, because I didn't hear it because I was busy
Panicking?
thinking about how you made a mistake.
All right, you're panicking. So I'll say it again for you. Don't worry. The beginning says that the sun didn't
Anyway, we're not
agree
gonna
with
run
the
away.
individuals.
We're going to finish this one. I like to finish
I
this.
am literally talking about it. Well, no, you've run away from the camel pee part. Now you're harping on this. Well, don't forget that you were meant to show me medication that contained camel pee, and you couldn't find anything. So that's fine. Now, go back to the hadith.
Once you're done talking,
No worries.
Can I talk?
I will make you show me all the evidence. So far, to keep a tally, you've shown no evidence for any medical benefits of camel urine. You have shown 0 medication that contains camel urine. And secondarily, when it comes to this hadith, it says here that the sun didn't agree with them.
By the way-
How does the sun not agreeing with somebody then warrant you feeding them camel pee and milk?
What you say that in this one?
It does. The climate of Medina didn't agree with them. How does that then warrant you giving them camel pee and milk? What does camel pee and milk have to do with the climate not agreeing with you?
I'll deal with it. I don't know the answer right now, I'll deal with it. I'm able to not know things.
Point 3, you don't know. All right, awesome.
Okay,
So,
David, am I allowed to speak now or are you going to speak?
well, so basically, are you conceding point
He's
1, 2, and 3?
rhetoric. He's not letting me speak because he knows he made a mistake. He
You
doesn't want to address
can
it.
speak all
He's
you like,
arrogant,
but are you
and Jesus
conceding?
does not condone his behavior.
You don't know anything about Jesus. Are you
Jesus condone arrogance?
You don't know anything about
Jesus
Jesus.
condone not
Okay,
admitting when
in
he
order
did
for you to know something about Jesus,
yeah.
hold on a second.
Okay.
Where are you getting your information about Jesus from?
So-
Your Quran? Is that
I'm going to
it?
talk because David
Is that it? Okay. So please don't mention Jesus when you as a Muslim know nothing about
David
him.
reports the
Now,
hadith.
go back.
The reason I bought the hadith was because I asked him, did you report this correctly? And he said, no problem, bring the hadith. So the purpose I bought the hadith in the first place because I don't trust him to report it correctly. And David said that they killed the camels. And the hadith says they did not kill the camels, they drove them away. Right? So David didn't report correctly as I anticipated, which shows that he's dishonest, or at the very least mistaken. And then he kept talking over me, and now he stopped because he wants to demonstrate that he's able to listen. Very good listening, David. Right? David made a mistake. Now let's see, will David admit to his mistake instead of doing ad hominem attacks if someone cries? David, did you make a mistake? Did you misspeak? Yes or no? He's going to run from this, yes or no? As he's demonstrated. David, did you make a mistake when you spoke?
What does this have to do with you giving me an answer for my 3 questions?
I won't talk to you.
That's just you running away. And I had many more things to talk to you about. We're going to talk about counting methods, about how God is one, about how your God makes no sense. He has 2 right hands, but you don't know what the hands are, and how to distinguish between them. You have multiple entailments for your God that you have to keep to. Your God has eyes, knees, shins, mouth. How can you provide evidence for these things? But what? That's fine. You're going to stay here? No, we're right here. So, when it comes to this intentional argument, you have claimed that camel pee has benefits. My claim regarding this hadith was that the people must have felt that Muhammad had poisoned them, which is why they then went on to kill his shepherd. Because if they did not feel that way, there'd be no reason for them to feel that they had to get vengeance against Muhammad in some way. Clearly,
you said it was vengeance. This is another straw man and another claim that you just came out.
Clearly, calm down. Calm down. Clearly, if it wasn't for the case where by which they would have felt that they were not poisoned, they would not have gone on to kill the camels. So, additionally, you have still failed to explain over here. You have failed to explain exactly how camel pee or camel urine can help you adjusting to a climate.
Doesn't the Bible say eat poop?
Huh?
The Bible says eat poop.
But Muhammad says drink camel pee, so now what we do?
So are you okay with eating poop?
There is no need for me to eat poop.
Their bodies became healthy.
It doesn't say that.
Their
Huh?
bodies became healthy.
Despite the camel pee. Yep.
That's your claim.
They adjust to the climate. Sorry?
Evidence, please.
The human body is capable of adjusting to a climate without camel pee. That's my evidence.
That's not necessity. No necessity.
There's no way that the human body requires camel pee to adjust to a climate. You simply adjust to a climate by staying there.
Eating poop bad.
It says,
Maybe Muhammad would agree with it. I'm not sure. That's not what it says. Sorry?
Until their bodies became healthy. They kept doing it until they became healthy.
Yes, so despite the camel pee, they adjusted.
I don't want to run you. You don't need to.
Despite the camel urine, they adjusted to the climate. Because camel urine is not required to adjust the climate.
There's no love like Christian hate. There's no love like Christian hate.
Well, you're the one yelling. Listen, your religion basically believes in causing war constantly. Your religion literally is predicated on war. Simple. The House of Islam. Okay, show me a Quranic verse that tells you that you're not supposed to wage war, and I will show you multiple that tells you that you are.
You are a hypocrite. No, this is Islam. This is who they are. And this is who Muhammad was. Allah Akbar. Religion of peace.
Not here. Take a hike. Where'd he go? Hey, yo! Camel pee guy, come back.
Why should I follow you?
Wait a minute. Are you agree?
Yo, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just watch him, man.
Yo, get out my camera's way. Get out my camera's way. Yo, get out the way. Get out the way. Move.
Fear your Lord. Fear your Lord.
Siraj, you are a problem. Fear Jesus Christ. All right. Who's next? Hey, Camel P, come back. Camel P. Hey, Camel P. Yo, Camel P, come back, man. Come back, Camel P. Let's talk.
He said yes, it's correct. I bought the hadith.
All right, Camel P. Camel P. Camel P. Camel P. I noted a hadith from memory, and I got a single detail incorrect. Very well. Well, hopefully you'll be a Christian at that point. Now, Camel P, come back, because you still have 3 things for me. You got 3 things for me. You have to show me a medicinal benefit of Camel P. You need to show me a medication that uses Camel P. And you need to explain to me how Camel P will help you acclimatize to the weather of Medina. Homeboy, if you went somewhere and the weather didn't agree with you, would you drink Camel P to help you acclimatize?
What kind of disrespect would you do to us?
Sorry?
Would you continue to speak to someone who lied to you?
Why not? Why not? You could have lied out of ignorance, but that's fine.
Would you continue to speak with liars?
So I think I answered you already.
You like speaking to liars?
So I think I answered you already.
No, we know this.
So Camel P boy, are you gonna run from me or are you gonna talk to me?
I'm not going to speak with a liar.
Okay, so in summation, my lovely handsome Camel P boy over here failed to do three things. He failed to provide for me any evidence that camel urine actually has beneficial properties in it. And all he could quote for me was a preface of a medical study done by Muslims that claim that historically there have been links to camel pee's ability to potentially be antifungal, antibiotic, and antiviral. That does not showcase that camel pea itself has these properties. There's simply a belief that it did. That's number one. Number two, show me a medication that uses camel pea, even an antivenom. That would prove that camel pea indeed had medicinal properties in it. They don't exist. Point three, I showed them the hadith where the weather of Medina didn't agree with certain men. So Muhammad gave them camel pea. They acclimatized to the weather at some point and then went on to kill Muhammad's shepherd and drive away his camels. Muhammad later cuts off their hands and feet and then bludgeons their eyes in the desert and leaves them to die, but that's a whole different story. Why would they do this if they didn't feel that the camel pea was actually poisoning them? Because there is no sense in using camel pea to acclimatize to weather. People have acclimatized to heat, to extreme cold, extreme altitude without camel pea. So clearly it is not necessary. So those are the 3 points. Homeboy, come. All right, I love you too. All right, so unanimously, camel pea is bad for you. Don't drink it. And if you believe it's good for you, that's only superstition. There's no actual objective metric that camel pea is good for you. So maybe when Muhammad told you to drink camel pea, he was just adhering to the superstitions of his day. Because Muhammad also believed in cupping and in bleeding. These two things aren't useful. There you go. All done.
One big day.
No worries.